From becoming the most hyped basketball prospect since LeBron James to living a lifestyle that barely even feels real. This is the insane lifestyle of Victor Wembanyama. Hit the intro.
Think he's gonna go from midcourt.
Oh my goodness! He just did that! He rocked it!
But before the private jets and luxury fashion, we gotta talk about the kid from France who made NBA scouts question reality itself. Victor Wembanyama was born on January 4th, 2004 in Le Chaulnes, France. But from the second he entered the world, nothing about him was normal. Because basketball wasn't just part of his childhood, it was literally built into his DNA. His father was a track and field athlete, and his mother was a professional basketball player. Even his older sister would become a professional basketball player too. But here's what most people don't know. Basketball actually wasn't his first sport. As a kid, Victor played soccer as a goalkeeper and practiced judo. But eventually, basketball took over. And from a very young age, people started realizing they were looking at something they had never seen before. Not just because of his height, but because he could do things that tall players simply aren't supposed to do. And this is where the story starts feeling unreal. He was loaned to FC Barcelona for an under-14 tournament in Spain. He declined an offer to continue his career with Barcelona, citing that the coaches were not willing to challenge him. 1 year later, Victor was playing professionally in France for Nanterre 92. Meanwhile, most kids his age were still trying to make varsity teams. He skipped ahead in school and became fluent in English largely by teaching himself through American TV shows and social media. And now for the clips that turned him into a viral sensation. In 2023, Wembanyama was selected by the Spurs with the first overall pick of the NBA draft. And his breakout moment came against Phoenix. Victor dropped 38 points and completely took over the game. For a moment, it felt like the NBA had officially changed forever. But the stat lines somehow kept getting crazier. A triple-double with blocks.
Throws it up. Can't believe it. The 10th block.
Then came the 5x5 game.
A 5x5, 5 steals. Oh, and he put in another 3.
Later in the year, he dropped 50 points with 8 threes.
Wembanyama. 8 threes.
And was eventually named the 2024 NBA Rookie of the Year. The following year, the dunks started raining down.
It's into Wembanyama with the jackhammer!
He also made his first All-Star selection. After spending part of the offseason training at a Shaolin monastery in China, he returned looking even more terrifying, dropping multiple 40-point games, hitting a game winner to clinch the Spurs' first playoff berth since 2019,
Dribbles and sends the Spurs to the playoffs.
and becoming the youngest defensive player of the year in NBA history. But the playoff run is what really broke the internet. Victor recorded 12 blocks in a single playoff game against Minnesota, the most in NBA playoff history.
TJ, you knew that was coming. Wemby the block.
But what we really want to know is how the dude spends his cash. After cashing in on his rookie contract, Victor went out looking to buy his dream car, a Nissan 370Z Roadster convertible, a small 2-seat sports car. There was just one problem. At 7'4", Wemby literally couldn't fit inside of it. And just wait till you see what's on his wrist, cause he rocks an $8,000 Cartier Santos. But coming from France, Victor's fashion game is on a completely different level. He pulls up to game days with a Louis Vuitton keepall in monogram shadow leather. He also owns a green Louis Vuitton keepall as well as their signature camouflage puffer jacket. Then he switched it up with a Louis Vuitton City keepall. But his favorite bag is a sky blue Louis Vuitton keepall. And now for a peek into his personal life. And trust me, it's not what you think, because he has the most insane celebrity circle in the NBA. Wemby even linked up with Tom Brady and somehow made the 6'4" NFL legend look tiny. Brady brought his son to meet Wemby, and even joked that the Spurs star might be the one dominating sports headlines for the next 20 years. Then there was Drake, who reportedly wanted Wemby to come on stage during a concert. But Wemby, ever loyal, declined. The dude didn't want to leave his teammates behind. Wemby also sat down with Kevin Hart for Cold as Balls, and the height difference alone looked like a comedy sketch. Wemby then crossed into the streaming world, sharing the stage with Kai Cenat at Fanatics Fest. By the time Wemby hit the Louis Vuitton scene, he was in the same room as Travis Scott. The two were part of Pharrell's star-studded Paris Fashion Week show, where Wemby wasn't just a rookie, he was already a front-row name in fashion's elite circle. And when Wemby met Kylian Mbappe, it was France's biggest basketball phenom standing next to France's soccer icon. They met at a PSG game, and the world just couldn't help but imagine two of France's biggest talents dominating their respective worlds. And away from basketball, Wemby's hobbies are just as unusual as the player himself. Wemby's chess obsession became public when he pulled up to Washington Square Park and played random fans in the rain after asking New Yorkers where to find a game. His Star Wars fandom is very real too. He met Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, and Rosario Dawson at SpaceCon San Antonio. Wemby is also serving some collector energy, getting spotted at a San Antonio shop buying Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, and manga. And even though he became a basketball alien, Wemby still shows his soccer roots, playing pickup with locals during a trip to Costa Rica. His off-season got even stranger when he visited China's Shaolin Temple. He shaved his head, trained with monks, and turned recovery into a martial arts movie. Wemby's fashion hobby went official when Louis Vuitton made him a house ambassador and put him right in the middle of Paris Fashion Week. And when he's not dominating the NBA, Wemby is usually taking in other sports too. Wemby's baseball moment came right before the NBA draft, when he rode the subway to Yankee Stadium and threw out a first pitch that made the baseball look like a marble. He also crossed into hockey, linking with Connor Bedard in Chicago as the NBA's #1 pick learned slap shots from the NHL's #1 pick. But soccer seems like the real off-court sport for Wemby. He's been spotted at PSG matches and openly backs his hometown club. During the offseason, Wemby's Japan trip turned into a full-on side quest, scoring a viral free kick with Tokyo's Tomato FC before getting spotted towering over everyone at a Tokyo nightclub. But Wemby's strangest moment was the Britney Spears incident that turned into a full-blown media firestorm. Yeah, that Britney Spears. Before a Summer League game in Las Vegas, Britney approached Victor trying to get his attention. But the moment turned chaotic when Wemby's security guard slapped her. Britney spoke out, police got involved, and suddenly Wemby was in the middle of a celebrity media storm he clearly never asked for.
But that person grabbed me from behind, so I just know that the security pushed her away. I don't know with how much force though. I didn't stop to look, so I kept walking and enjoyed a nice dinner.
Now, at this point, you gotta be getting excited about his career earnings. Right now, he's still on his rookie contract with the Spurs, a 4-year deal worth just over $55 million. And off the court, he's already moving like a global superstar. He's worked with brands like Nike, Louis Vuitton, Fanatics, NBA 2K, and Barcode. And with Louis Vuitton, it's not just another random athlete partnership. Wemby became one of the faces of French luxury, turning his 7'4" frame into part of the brand. Combine the NBA money, the endorsements, the luxury partnerships, and his net worth sits at $10 million. Subscribe if you like Wemby, and welcome to Athlete Lifestyle.